in the viewer or the listener, to evoke in their experience a taste of reality. That would be the purpose of art. Now, because the vast majority of art is not made for that purpose, we could distinguish a particular category of art that is made for this purpose, and that would be sacred art. Most concrete material structures in the universe, this vast granite mountain, everything vanishes, he says, falls apart, doesn't it? Nature is always the same, and yet nothing in her that appears to us lasts. Our art must render the thrill of her permanence, along with her elements, the appearance of all her changes. It must give us the taste of nature's eternity. That's what Cézanne was trying to do. He wasn't trying to paint an object. He was trying to take the viewer to the experience of perceiving. It was like a self-inquiry in painting. That's why you don't find any diagonal lines of perspective in Cézanne's painting, because he wasn't trying to take you to an object in space. He was trying to draw the viewer's attention to the experience of perceiving, and then further back from perceiving to pure consciousness or pure knowing. That's what he means by aura. Must give us the taste of nature's eternity, to give us a taste of that which is real in our experience. Pieces of music he wrote, the late string quartets, when he was completely deaf. He never heard them. He said of one of the string quartets, he said, I wrote this piece of music as a thanksgiving to God for my life. It was a thanksgiving, a celebration to what he called God, the ultimate reality from which his life had emanated. So these are many, many other examples of the great artists who are not trying to express elements of their own personal psychology, but have gone through the layers of their own personal psychology, even their own personal unconscious, but have gone through that and are tapping into the collective unconscious, drawing symbols out of the collective unconscious that they then share with humanity, but even going deeper than the collective unconscious, going all the way through to the very source of all experience, consciousness itself, and somehow making that available, albeit through making a form, a painting or a sound or a taste or a dance, or using form to draw the viewer's attention to their own reality, the reality of their experience. That's the purpose of art. by the five senses. The idea that the five senses are a filter which encloses reality and makes it appear as a bird or a snake but the reality is what he calls an immense world of delight, the consciousness of being. All of this is the consciousness of being, pure delight, pure joy, enclosed by the five senses and seeming as a result to be a multiplicity and diversity of separate objects themselves. So the purpose of the artist is to draw attention to that immense world of delight, not conceptually, not using words, but taking us there through perception rather than through thinking. It's perfectly legitimate to go through thinking. When we're having these conversations, we are thinking, we are going to reality again and again and again through the process of thinking. Admittedly, not in the meditations so much, but in these conversations. But an artist is someone who takes us to the same reality, but through the path of perception, through the path of seeing, or hearing, or touching, or tasting.